Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I want to share with you the best countries to study abroad for free, because I get messages every single day of people asking, Laura, I don't have a lot of money, how can I make study abroad possible anyway? Because one of the biggest misconceptions people have about studying abroad is that it's super expensive and that you can only do it when you have like massive savings or rich parents or you get like 5 million scholarships. But that's not true, because if you do the proper research, you will realize that there are tons and tons of opportunities out there to study abroad for free, meaning that in certain countries you do not have to pay any tuition fees. Also, if you're new to this channel, then hi, my name is Laura. I'm a 20-year-old German small-town girl studying abroad. I'm a full-time student in Scotland and I've also done a semester abroad in Canada, and that is why I do a lot of travel vlogs, study abroad advice, uni advice, vlogs. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, consider subscribing. I will also link down below all of the resources that I used personally so you guys can do more research for yourself. This video is really just like a little sneak peek into the countries. Also, before we get started, if you need some more advice on budgeting and saving money for study abroad, then you should definitely download my free study abroad budget guide. This free PDF workbook gives you guys an overview over how much everything costs to help you start saving money and to start really taking action on your study abroad dreams. So the link to download that for free is down below in the description box. When I did the research for this video, I realized that many of the countries you can study abroad in for free are actually in Europe. I have not included any countries outside Europe in this video. Let me know down below in the comments and I can maybe do that. Also, in every country, I will differentiate between EU students and non-EU students, so international students who don't come from EU countries. 3 countries to study abroad in for EU students, so with no tuition fees or a very small amount of fees, are Austria, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Norway, Poland, Slovenia, Sweden, Czech Republic, and Spain. I want to get started with the first country that I think is, I'm kind of biased, but I really think that Germany is an incredible option to study abroad. Germany does not charge any tuition fees for no student, no matter if they're from the EU or from outside the EU. Obviously, there are private universities in Germany, just like there are in any other country where you do have to pay tuition, but there are tons and tons of incredible public universities. As I found in my research, there are more than 40 universities in Germany that are world leaders. The only fee that you have to pay for German universities is like an administration fee, which is usually around like 200 to 300 euros per semester. But with this, you also get a lot of benefits. For example, often you get free public transport. Obviously, if you can speak German, then you can enroll into a German program. Otherwise, there are tons and tons of English programs available. However, I would highly recommend you guys to obviously learn German. As for a student visa, which I researched, you need if you are staying longer than 90 days. You can get that at your German embassy in your country. And the student visa application costs 75 euros. Really important to even apply for a German visa, even if you don't have like an offer from the university yet, because it can take a few months for the visa to be issued. And usually the application period for German universities are quite late, so it's usually now around like July, August, September, and university starts in October. So it's really important to start your research soon and to apply for university soon and to also apply for visa soon. So the top destinations to study in Germany, in my personal opinion, are Berlin and Dresden, because also both cities are not like super expensive. For example, like Munich or Hamburg, they're a lot more expensive. So I researched, and like the average cost per month of living as a student in Germany is around 800 euros. For example, in Dresden, you could easily live with 600 euros, whereas in Munich, you would probably need around 1,000 euros per month. And obviously, in order to afford those living costs, I researched, and if you are an international student, so from outside the EU, you can work 120 full days per year or 240 half days per year. And if you are from the EU, you can easily work up to 20 hours per week because you're regarded as a regular student basically. And if you need more information on that, there's this really cool service. It's called EAAD. It's the German Academic Exchange Service, and on that website, which I link down below, you can get a lot of information all about scholarships and visa requirements and all of that. It's a really great website which I can highly recommend. Then the second country where you can study abroad in for free is France. Basically, if you come from outside the EU, you have to pay around 3,000 euros per year for a bachelor's degree and around 4,000 euros per year for a master's program. And if you are from the EU, it's kind of similar to Germany, where you have to pay like 200 euros per year for like a bachelor's program and 250 euros per year for a master's program. The deadlines in France are between February and April, so again, you really have to look into the country you want to consider studying abroad in, because the deadlines for applications are very different. And I also linked down below a resource where you can see what scholarships are available, because since France is now charging for studying, basically, they also offer a lot more scholarships so that students still come to France, obviously, because they don't want to lose the students that come to France. You can get a so-called TS visa, which allows you to work up to 20 hours per week, as well as to travel freely in the countries of the Schengen area. So that's really cool to travel throughout Europe if you don't have a European passport, obviously. And to apply for that visa, you need to pay 100 euros, and then when you come to France and you validate the visa, it's another 6 euros. So it's also not like super expensive. However, for living costs, France is a little bit more expensive than Germany, especially if you want to live like in places like Paris. My research showed that you have to at least have like 1,200 euros per month, which I know like you can always save money, but it's always better to have a little bit more of a financial, budget, so you don't have like any money worries. If you want to live outside Paris, the average living cost is around 850 to 1,000 euros per month. Then the third country where you can study abroad in for free is Norway. And that's actually really cool, because just as in Germany, you don't have to pay tuition fees no matter if you come from the EU or from outside the EU. So the semester student fee is really cheap. It's around 30 to 60 euros, which is like so cheap, which means like you pay 100 euros per year to study there. However, the only kind of downside about Norway is that the cost of living in Norway and generally in the Nordic countries like Denmark, Sweden, Finland is higher. So for example, the average living cost in Oslo can be 1,200 euros up to 2,000 euros per month. Per month you would pay around 240 euros on food, and students who live alone would pay 700 euros for accommodation. And if you live like in private accommodation and for student halls, you would pay around 600 euros. But then you have to think that you don't have to pay any tuition fees. And you are also, as an EU student, you are allowed to work part-time. If you come from outside the EU, you have to get like a work permit where you can again work up to 20 hours. For most courses in Norway, you need to speak Norwegian. However, there are a few English courses, but even if you choose an English course, it's always great to learn the language. And also for EU students, Denmark, Sweden and Iceland are also without any tuition fees. However, if you come from outside the EU, you have to pay tuition fees. For example, in Sweden, they can be up to 19,000 euros per year, which is quite a lot. Fun fact, you can study in Finland for free if you're from outside the EU, if you can talk and study in Swedish or Finnish. So if you can talk in that language, then you can study abroad in Finland for free. My friend Larissa actually did a study abroad semester in Finland. She really enjoyed it. She did like a road trip also through Norway and Sweden. Obviously in the Nordic countries you have to be aware of the weather, which it can get really cold and also dark. But if you like that kind of lifestyle, then that could also be something for you. The next country to study abroad in on a budget is Poland. And I think that's actually really cool option, because the good thing is about Poland is that the living cost there is really low in comparison to other countries. My research showed that you need between 450 and 650 euros per month, which I think is even quite high. Like you can even do that lower than that. The only thing, you do have to pay tuition, which is not that expensive though. It's 1,500 to 2,000 euros per year, which is okay when you think that like your living cost won't really be as expensive. Poland, there are really so many cool cities. I've never been personally, but I heard so many great things about Warsaw and Krakow and all of those really cool places. It's obviously really central in Europe. Like you can basically travel anywhere. It's really cool. I think it's actually a really, really cool option to study in Poland. And kind of similar to Poland, the next country that I would consider is Czech Republic, which I personally am absolutely in love with Prague. If you can speak Czech, then you study there, no matter if you're from the EU or from outside, will be for free. And you can even, if you don't speak Czech, you can even do like a language course, which is $900 per semester to learn the language, but still you would be a lot cheaper to do that rather than enroll in an English course and pay a lot of money. The Czech Republic is really affordable when it comes to living costs. Germany, you would maybe need at least like 10,000 euros per year for living costs. In Czech Republic, you would need like 7,000 to 8,000 euros. So that really does make a difference. Personally, love Prague so much. I know that the university in Prague is really, really great. So maybe you could look into that. Okay, and then I have 3 more countries that I researched. So the first one is Austria, where for EU students you have to pay around 350 euros per semester, and for internationals around 700 euros per semester, which if you think about, it's also not that expensive. Obviously the living cost probably similar to Germany, so Vienna is supposed to be incredible. What you can also consider is Belgium. I personally think, in comparison to the other ones, it's more of a expensive option. The living costs in Belgium are definitely like France and Germany, so a bit higher. Not as expensive as Norway maybe, but still more on the expensive side. And as an EU student, you would pay 900 euros per year. And for internationals, around 4,000 euros per year, which is again a bit more expensive. Also know that those countries that do charge that much money, they also have scholarships available. So you have to look into that as well. My friend Jana actually studied abroad in Brussels for a semester and she loved it a lot. I think what's cool about Belgium is that it's like a really small country and it's like next to the Netherlands, next to France, next to Germany. So you do have a lot of options to travel around. And then the last country that I researched is Spain. As an EU student, you don't have to pay any fees. And for internationals, you have to pay between 1,000 and 2,000 euros per year, which is also not that bad, I guess. And the living costs, I think, are maybe like Germany, but maybe even a bit cheaper, I would consider. And my friend Jana, she actually did an internship in Barcelona. She said Barcelona is absolutely incredible. And there's also Madrid and Valencia. It's also a country to consider. Okay, so I really hope that you found this video valuable and helpful. I know I literally only scratched the surface in this video. Honestly, the information on that, it's so broad. Let me know down below in the comments if this video inspired you, and if yes, like what country you would consider. Do you have any experience of studying abroad in any of those countries? Feel free to join my free Facebook group Girls Study Abroad, which is a free Facebook community for girls all around the world who want to study abroad. And in there, like, you can network with so many girls from all around the world. They can give you tips, I can give you my personal advice. Check out that Facebook group, it's also linked in the description box. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!